Hi everyone, it's Joy here for Tailored Expressions, and I'm super excited to share these really cute images from the Under the Sea and Fin-tastic Fun stamp sets. So here is that Fin-tastic Fun stamp set. It has a coordinating die, the Under the Sea stamp with coordinating dies, the Foil It Catchin Waves. There's 4 different styles in here. I am going to use 3 of them for the cards today. And then there is also the Waves stencil, and there's 3 stencils in this. And then I'm going to be using Fun Foil in Cookie Monster. And then for my inks, I'm using Oreo ink, Rock Candy, Confetti Cake. I'm using the Sugar Cube Reinker, some blender brushes, and Toffee and Sugar Cube cardstock. So in my MISTI, I'm going to stamp my images. I'm getting all of my images and my sentiments for my 2 cards that I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making like a boy card and a girl card. I'm inking that up on Sugar Cube ink with, Sugar Cube cardstock with Oreo ink. And then I'm using some Olo markers to color. You guys will be able to see what colors I'm using there on the caps. If I did speed up the coloring a lot, otherwise this would be a really long video. But when you're watching on YouTube, you can slow it down a little bit if you wanted to see it a little bit slower. I love this shark in an inner tube. I love anything sharks. I just think they're so fun. I love them. And so these sharks are so cute. They're chubby, and there's some other images, but I'm just going to use this one image in the inner tube floaty, which I think is so funny and cute. So he's going to have an orange inner tube, and then the sentiment says, have a jawsome birthday. So of course that's going to be for our little boy card. We have this darling mermaid that we're going to color along with that big seashell. And then this card is going to have 2 sentiments. And it's going to say, you're magical, let's celebrate, which I think is really fun. I'm going to give her some brown hair. We're going to make the bottom half of her like dark turquoise and pinks and let it blend together a little bit to get some purple. I think that's really a lot of fun. But you could color her however you wanted to color her in any, like her hair could be different colors. I mean, the color combinations really are endless when it comes to this cute little mermaid. So let's get to that bottom part after I keep realizing I'm missing like her belly and her arms. I forgot I was only coloring her face. So let's start with that dark teal color. We're going to blend that into a dark and medium pink. And you can see there when it blends together, you get a really nice purple. So I think that turned out really, really nice. I started with a light pink, and then I'm changing it to a dark pink. Then we'll go medium again. And then at the top, we will start with that dark turquoise or teal color, and then have those meet in the middle again, and that's going to give us that great purple. Then we have that big kind of clamshell. I'm going to give that a corally orange color with a little bit of like aquamarine in that. Those are some of my favorite colors, and so I think that seashell needs to have that. The flowers, I'm going to do just light and dark pink flowers. They are not all going to be the same, but really, really cute. I will be using the coordinating dies for this. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be using 3 of the Foil It patterns, 2 on one card, 1 on the other. I'm also going to be using that stencil. We're going to create these fun, really easy ocean scenes. So these images are darling, and you can create easy, quick scenes for this. These are fantastic birthday cards. I just think they're so darling. I'm going to tape those coordinating dies in place. I love that there's dies for the sentiments. That is one of my most favorite things ever. And then I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. Okay, I have my Mink machine turned on. I am using the Fun Foil in Cookie Monster. I'm only showing this one because originally I was not going to use 2 other Foil It sheets. So I did decide to do that, and I just did that off camera, but I'm doing it exactly the same, putting the foil down in that carrier sheet, running it through, and now we have this beautiful foiled background. Now let's start with one of the stencils. I mentioned there's 3 stencils in the Waves stencil. I'm going to use this one. I want this to look like there is motion in the water, because the shark is going to be all the way in the water. So I want it to feel like you can see just water movement. I'm using the Rock Candy for all of this. I'm going to blend at the bottom. I do end up trimming these card panels down a lot, but I am starting at the bottom with that Rock Candy. And then I'm going to come back in with the Confetti Cake at the top and go over all of it and go really light. So I want to go from a darker ocean to a lighter ocean at the top, but I really just, these waves are all about movement. Then I'm going to ink blend. Originally, I was just going to do the confetti cake all over the whole background. It's really light and soft, but then I decided to bring in that rock candy, but I'm just using what's left over on my brush and just giving it kind of an ombre look from darker to lighter, from bottom to top. So I trimmed those down. I trimmed down a piece of toffee cardstock. This is going to be for the mermaid card. I'm going to add a little bit of sand. The other one, I'm not going to. Then on my work surface, I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit of the sugar cube re-inker. I added a little bit of water to that, and I'm just going to do a light splattering on the backgrounds. The shark one, you're going to see a good amount. The mermaid one, really it's just kind of on the toffee cardstock mainly, but that's really what I was going for. So here is that other foil that I did on the background. I'm adhering that to a to a piece of toffee cardstock that's A2 sized. Then I adhered the foilet sheet and then the one that we did the ink blending. And I have some foam sticky strips behind all of my images. I'm just going to place those down. And that's our first card. The second card, I'm going to do the same thing, add another foilet sheet that I foiled it with the Cookie Monster Fun foil, centering everything. This just gives us a nice layered look and another way to get more of those foilet sheets in there. And then placing down the shark and the sentiment. And isn't that so cute? I'm going to finish this off by adding some white gel pen detail. I feel like this really adds some extra to your images. It makes things look shiny, kind of just brings things more to life. It just adds a little more interest. So I love doing that, especially on critters and colored images. I just think it really adds a lot. So I'm going to do that to the mermaid's fin, a little bit of her flowers, and a little bit on the seashell. On the shark, I did it on the shark and of course on his little inner tube. But I think these turned out so super cute. Let's take a look at them. Look at that shiny foil behind that shark. I just think that's a great kind of backdrop for the cards. And then this has two of those foilet sheets, which I think are fantastic. I love that. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project. You can find all of these products at the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com.